Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from Prospect Hill Antiques right here in Sunapee Harbor. And I'm now joined by one of the owners, Cory Flint. Hi, Cory.
Hello.
Thanks for hosting us.
Thanks for having us.
This is a place where we didn't really need much of a set, and a ton of different places that we could have had this interview today, because you have a lot of different wonderful places in this whole building. Why don't you talk about it in a whole of what people can see here at Prospect Hill?
Sure. We like to think of ourselves as a collaborative collection of antiques, custom furniture, new furniture, brands such as Stickley, many other brands that we mix in. But our heart and soul's always been in the antiques. Part of moving over from the barn a few years ago was definitely to show a bigger collection of art, some of our local artists, as well as some artists that have found us from across the country. So we love to have a collaborative mix and offer the new clientele of the Lake Sunapee area and the New England region. Totally. A nice collection.
Do you find people that come in and they think, oh, I really want to come look at this couch, but then they end up buying something completely different than they originally thought?
Absolutely. Happens all the time. They come in looking for a specific piece, they're on a mission, and they end up leaving with something that they thought they didn't need.
Totally.
We love those types of days for sure.
And you have quite a variety of different, obviously, furniture, tables, chairs, that sort of thing, but then you have some other little knickknacks almost that people could furnish their house with as well.
Absolutely. Everybody knows Simon Pierce. Simon Pierce is a brand that we've carried for the last 5 or 6 seasons. We always like to, again, mix in estate collections or collectibles. So it could be vintage, could be antique, or it could be something completely new, made by a local artisan.
Absolutely. Yep. And what if you were to pick a unique or favorite, do you have something here that's just sticks out to you? The motorcycle is still cool.
The motorcycles are always cool. The vintage motorcycles, we both Rick and I have a passion for, so those are easy. We just recently sold a very high-end artisan-made loon that was carved out of a piece of driftwood.
Wow.
And I would say that for the last, at least for the last 5 years, that was one of my favorite pieces.
And so was it bittersweet to see it leave out the door?
It was. It was indeed, but going to a local family and a great family. So we're happy about that.
You must have a lot of clientele who are lake people or water lovers, mountain lovers, and how much of the inventory here do you really think about when you bring in pieces in regards to the lake?
Yeah, always try to think about those people for sure. They're kind of, I guess, the bread and butter of they come in every season, looking to see what we found. They don't necessarily need anything. They're not furnishing a new home necessarily, but they're always interested. Yeah. So they're very much on our minds when we're out looking around New England.
Absolutely. Yep. And talk about too the part that you will come and look at people's pieces in their house. Not only will you deliver, but you'll look at some antiques and decide from your perspective of, is it something you want to bring in house? 100%.
All right. Some of our favorite things to do are house calls, to visit estates. Sometimes people will have us come in before they're getting ready to sell the house, so we'll literally cherry pick just what's right for us. Other times we're visiting folks and buying out the estate, not all of which comes here to Prospect Hill, but those are the best days for us. The buying is actually far more fun than the selling.
I'm sure.
But both are exciting. Yep.
It's also worth mentioning that you will ship or deliver to people, so you don't have to necessarily. I always think of somebody who comes out into the harbor on their boat and then they come and see, oh, I love this couch, now how do I get it back? And you won't make them put it on the back of the boat.
We definitely ship. We deliver ourselves all over New England, and we have different avenues of white glove delivery, also pack and ship locally here in New London. We use Flash Photo. So there really hasn't been anything that stumped us so far as shipping things to get them to their destination.
It's really good to know so that you don't feel like, oh no, I gotta walk this couch back to my house or something. You'll make that happen.
We can. That's the easy part, actually. It used to be a difficult thing, but in today's world, shipping is easy.
Amazing. Well, Cory Flint, I'll talk to you again next week on our episode, but thank you so much for hosting us and joining me today.
Thank you very much.
When we return, Graham Gifford will give us a rundown on what's new at the Telephone Museum in Warner. One of our tools that helps sustain your Yankee Chronicle is underwriting. Let's now hear from another one of the good businesses that support our efforts to keep you informed.
This program is supported by the Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge-Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.